Hello, my friends. I want to give you a little update and something to look ahead to as we prepare to begin our Lenten season a week from today. This is Wednesday, February 7th. Next week, February 14th, is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the Lenten season. I want to talk about what we're going to be doing this Lenten season. But to do that, I want to bring you back about 5 years, almost 4.5 years, way back in 2019. The first Sunday that Pastor Robinson was here, the first Sunday after he was installed and he was leading our liturgy for the first time, at the very end of that service, he said something that I wasn't expecting and that nobody else was expecting, but it's become sort of his signature way of ending every service. Every time he leads worship, the last words that he says are, "All together now, give 'em heaven, folks." I want to use those words to help us think about our journey through Lent this year. Lent is traditionally a time that we spend in repentance, in reflection, in study, in spiritual disciplines. This year, I would like to focus on Easter. Yes, we're going to spend Lent rediscovering and remembering everything that Easter is about. Easter is the celebration of Jesus' resurrection, the victory over death and his triumph over the grave. Easter brings us hope that nothing else, no one else can give us. Because Jesus lives, we also will live. That's the reality that we live in, and that's what Lent helps us to think for, to prepare for. So we're going to spend all of Lent talking about that hope, that reality of our life now in God's kingdom. The reality of the kingdom of heaven that is ours, not just sometime off in the future, although that is true, but the kingdom of heaven that is ours here now. The perfect and eternal presence of God and the perfect balance and peace that we have with our world and with all the people in it. We are God's Easter people. And the reality is that we bring the hope of Easter with us wherever we are and whatever we do. So we're going to focus on, like I said, Easter and on that hope. And we're going to do that in two ways. And the first thing is we're going to think and talk and read about Easter. I'm going to put together a series of videos and little talks like this that are going to look at the resurrection accounts and the proof that those give us about the reality of Jesus' resurrection. And we'll also talk about what that resurrection means, what difference it makes for our eternity, and what difference it makes for our lives as God's people today, right here, right now. I'll send those videos out a couple of times a week, probably Tuesdays and Fridays or so each week, starting the Friday after Ash Wednesday. And there's going to be homework, so there'll be readings, there'll be conversation, there'll be things for you to do between those videos. But the second thing that we're going to do as we think about the hope that Easter brings to us is we're going to bring heaven. We're going to bring hope to the world around us. We're going to deliver this kind of hope that we have to our world. Simply, we're going to individually and as a congregation find ways to spend this season, to spend this time, to deliver hope to our neighbors. What's it look like? Quite simply, it just means helping other people in thousands of different ways. We already do this quite a bit. We're going to focus a little more intentionally this Lent. Because in every act of service, in every little way that we help one another, we're bringing a little bit of heaven, a little bit of hope, a little bit of that Easter victory to our world. We all know how much trouble this world is filled with. And if we can do something that offsets that, then we as God's hopeful, God's Easter people, bring a little bit of that victory and make it present for someone else in this world. Now, we're not going to be able to save everyone from every difficulty in this world. We're not going to make the world a perfect place, but I think we can help this world get a better picture of what our eternity, of what our heaven, of what this perfect life in God's kingdom is going to look like. We'll talk some more about this, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea, a heads up, so you can start thinking about how we can deliver this hope to our world. A couple of just really quickly, our schedule for this Lent. We will have our Ash Wednesday service. We'll have two of them, one at noon on campus in the Alumni Chapel. The second one is 7 o'clock in the evening here at Martin Luther Chapel with a soup and bread supper at 5:30 beforehand. We're not going to have any other midweek services, but watch for these devotions that I'll put up on the internet and then the homework that you'll be doing between times. As we get closer to Easter, we will have our Maundy, Thursday, and our Good Friday worship services here at Martin Luther Chapel. I'll send out more information about those when we get a little closer, but mark those evenings for special worship opportunities. That's what I wanted to share with you about Lent. As we close, I'll send you out again with Pastor Robinson's words. Let's give him heaven, folks.